Hello everyone and welcome to my bar. My name is Ansel Birch, the Indecisionist, and I will be your dungeon barkeep today. Now I am no expert mixologist, but I have an adventurous spirit and a willingness to try anything once, like anybody who's tending bar in a cave. So what do you say? I don't have a menu or a call list or anything, but I do have a set of gaming dice and a very little regard for my own safety. So I tell you what, I will roll these dice to decide what goes into a cocktail, and I will try it first before I ever recommend it to you. What do you say? Does that sound fair? Great. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. And let's start with a D4 to choose some essentials to go in here. We're gonna pick from some categories of essentials. That is a 1, so we're gonna use a liqueur or a cream. So let's go ahead and see what goes in there. That is chosen by a D8. We got a 1, so we're gonna use Italicus. I'm very excited for this. I have been wanting to use Italicus ever since I added it to my bar, and it's real good. It's real good, friends. Italicus is a bergamot liqueur. So good. If you like Earl Grey tea, this is the way to go. All right, so we're gonna put Italicus in here, but now we still need to pick a garnish, so that's gonna be chosen by a D6. All right, we got a 5 there. Sugared rim. Okay, we're gonna sugar the rim of our cocktail that we serve Italicus in. That's very exciting. Okay. But what liquor should be the star of this particular show? Let's roll a D10 and find out. All right, we rolled a 10, and the 10 explodes in this game, so we're gonna roll it twice now. All right, I got a 2, so we're gonna put rum in there, and a 7. So rum and brandy and Italicus. Okay, this has got some... This is gonna be exciting. I'm thrilled to see where this goes. Cool. All right, so let's roll a D12 just to prove that I have a chance of making a decent cocktail out of this. I want to prove to you that I know my way around a bar with some bar terms. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We got a 12 pony. Okay, so a pony is when you serve a shot alongside your drink. Now, a lot of times this is like a beer with a pony of whiskey, but I think today we're gonna do a bonus shot. In addition to our main cocktail, we're gonna do a shot that will go alongside it. So I'll either do that random or I'll design one based upon how that one goes. We'll see how it goes. Very exciting. Okay. But the next thing we need to pick is a name. What is this concoction? What is this strange cocktail? And you can see we've got a suggestion of 20 different names. These have all come from suggestions offered online by people just like you. And you can be one of those people just like you by heading over to indecisionist.com/dungeonbarkeep, where you can see a form that will allow you to submit any cocktail name suggestions you may have. They'll get added to this list, and they're chosen at random every single month. Every month when I shoot a cocktail-a-thon, I pull a new list of 20 names, and they get randomly put onto this selection here. So let's go ahead and roll that D20. 10. Universal Solvent. Okay. I'm very excited by this one, and I'll tell you why. So there is a really evil trap that goes all the way back to the origins of D&D, wherein 2 substances were invented specifically for this, as far as I'm aware. One of which is sovereign glue, or sovereign adhesive. I think it's sovereign glue. And sovereign glue is a glue that is basically cursed. And the only way to get sovereign glue off is through a remove curse spell, I think, or through universal solvent. So this cocktail title tells me that we are about to make something that is incredibly rarefied in D&D lore. We are about to make the only liquid that can get you out of a very sticky situation. And I am very excited to find out along with you how it tastes. So let's head over to the bar top cam and make some universal solvent. We're going to serve this one up in a nice fluted glass. I think this is technically an absinthe glass. And we are going to go ahead and sugar the rim of this glass. So, I'm going to lay out some rimming sugar here. Cool, cool, cool. And we're going to cut into a lime. Just for the sake of getting the edge of the rim wet enough to pick up some of this sugar. So I'm going to cut a nice deep slit in this lime. And we're just going to run it along the rim of the glass. So just like that. You can see that nice rim of moisture there. Well, I guess you can't. There it is. You can see that nice rim of moisture there. That's going to be what picks up the sugar. So we'll just go ahead and run that through there. Hypothetically, this is citrusy flavored sugar. So that should double down on the citrusy flavor that we're getting here. If you're not familiar with bergamot, bergamot is a bitter orange. So we're going to get a sort of triple seki experience from that, and I really want to lean into that with this citrus flavored rimming sugar. Is that necessary? Absolutely not. All right, so we've got our glass prepared. Now we just need to build the cocktail. So we're going to start with a shaker. Here's 4d6 of cold damage. And now we'll build our cocktail. Let's go ahead and grab a jigger. We'll do half an ounce of brandy. That's going to add some nice sweetness and fruitiness in a light way. Now we'll do half an ounce. Well, let's do a full ounce. We'll do a full ounce of rum. That's going to be the main source of proof for this cocktail, as well as adding that dark molassesy rum flavor. And now, the star of the show, Italicus. We're going to do a full ounce of Italicus, which is, again, a bergamot liqueur. Bergamot is a bitter orange. It is the citrus that the oil of which goes into Earl Grey. So if you're a fan of Earl Grey, cannot enough recommend adding Italicus to your bar. And that's everything. So let's go ahead and pop a top on there and give it a shake. All right, so that's nice and chilled. The ice is broken up a bit. We've got a nice foam on top, which is exciting. Don't think that's going to stick around, but here it is. We'll strain this into our glass. But how does the universal solvent taste? I was not prepared for this to be a little boring. The rum and the Italicus seem to have fought each other to a draw. And I mean that in a way that is unfortunate for the cocktail. Because neither of them is really coming out dominant. There's like a light molassesiness. There's a light oranginess. The oranginess really comes through in the aftertaste and the smell. But yeah, the brandy's not really bringing anything to the party. The sugar is fine. I don't think it needed to be there. It mostly tastes like citrusy booze. But not in a way that has any like particular character to speak of. It's just like a citrusy boozy thing, and I think it needs something to take it across the line. And one of our viewers who is watching along during the live taping today has suggested some bitters, and I think that that's not a bad idea. So let's go ahead and see if we can help this along a little bit. So I'm going to add some Peychaud bitters. Just a couple dashes. Give that a stir. Let's see if that's done anything for it. Okay, the bitters opens it up really nicely, honestly. I think perhaps there was a bit too much sweetness from the Italicus. Italicus being, as it is, a liqueur. Maybe was bringing too much sweetness in addition to brandy and rum. Those are two very sweet liquors as well. Along with the sugared rim, this is a very... I wouldn't have described it as sweet, but there are a lot of things in this that are sweet on their own or have a sweetness to them. So the bitters really do help. I could also see adding some ginger beer or ginger ale even, because you don't want to overbear the Italicus. The Italicus is a great flavor. It's also a rarefied liquor. It's kind of hard to get your hands on. I had to order mine through Curiata.com, not a sponsor. But if you can get your hands on it, you obviously don't want to waste it on something where you're not going to taste that difference, where you're not going to get that bergamot flavor as a dominant or even a relevant flavor in the mix. So definitely worth trying to bring that out a little bit more. But ginger ale, I could see working. One of our viewers at home, the same one who has made this on their own, has just lamented trying a bunch of flat squirt. I could see that working though. The grapefruitiness of squirt, I could see that being relevant here, almost getting into like a Paloma territory. You're missing a lot of other things that would make it Paloma-esque, but I could see grapefruit being complementary to the Italicus element here. But the question definitely becomes, where does this belong in an adventure? Where does this go in a campaign? It feels to me like something that is clarifying. Like someone has handed this to you to help cut through some confusion. So I think that if I were going to put this into a campaign that I was running, I would want that campaign to have had a lot of like political machinations going on. the patrician and the mayor are fighting for control of a certain district, but that district is overseen by an alderperson, and that alderperson has been paying off the governor, and the governor is dealing with the king's needs, and there's all this stuff, and there are probably factions dealing in. There's probably like a thieves guild as well that's trying to take control over all of this by paying off the right people, but you got to pay them off in the right order because they're all working off of each other. And so I think that a drink like this is something that you get served in the moment where you are about to get the first straight answer you've had in however many sessions. You've talked to all these civic officials. You've gone through a trial to get into the Thieves Guild. You've, paid off people in bars to give you information. You've beaten up criminals who were patsies for the bribe money. All of that stuff sort of feeds into this need for a moment of clarity. And yeah, I think that like a floor polish almost. This is cleaning things. It's wiping away all of the confusion and grime and treachery that you've worked through to get to this point. So the question has been raised by our bar term today. What is the pony that goes with this? What complements this beverage? And I think being that it is so almost cleaning liquid-y, we want something that's going to be more down to earth. And I think what I really want is a shot of whiskey. I think our pony is just a single ounce. I'm going to go ahead and use some Johnny Walker Red, some blended scotch. I think our pony is just some scotch, some boring run-of-the-mill scotch that's going to sort of bust through some of that citrus. It's certainly what I want right now. So I'm going to go ahead and call that our pony is just a shot of scotch. Yeah. It's nice. It's clarifying. It gives you some smokiness. It gives you some of that earthiness. It brings the general coat of citrus on your tongue down. I think that that's absolutely the right call. If you're going to do a pony with this cocktail, just a little bit of blended scotch is the way to go. And with that, friends, we've made a cocktail. We've made a pony. We've put it into our adventure as a clarifying agent when you're meeting somebody who's going to finally give you the straight answer that you've needed all this time. As you're about to head into the conclusion of your tricksy narrative. Yeah, I think we've done it, friends. And with that, let me know how you liked it. Let me know if you tried this at home. Let me know if this has inspired you to want to go get some Italicus, because let me tell you, I cannot enough recommend getting some Italicus and adding it to your home bar. It's really, really amazing stuff. But the best way to do that is to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, do all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. But most importantly, until next time, drink adventurously.